The following program is an LTX Enterprises production. The Falls Count Everywhere podcast would like to mention our friends at the following. The Searcher and Hide podcast. For mind intriguing discussions about wrestling, movies, Bigfoot, aliens, and everything in between, then look no further than the Searcher and Hide podcast. You can find the Search and Hide podcast on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other platforms. Go check them out today. And Outside the Ring STL, join Shaft and General Vader along with others who share their love for professional wrestling as they talk about the recent shows from the major wrestling companies, all independent promotions from around the St. Louis area, and even talk about great moments in St. Louis professional wrestling history. Find them on Facebook at Outside the Ring STL. Get ready for episode number 33 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast, featuring Midwest veteran wrestler and Cottage Hills Wrestling Alliance Heavyweight Champion, the Money Man, Johnny Banks. This podcast is scheduled for one episode where falls count everywhere. We thank all of you joining us for tonight's episode of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Before we get underway, we pay honor, tribute, and respect to the greatest nation in the world as we play our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for that ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the
Oh, what a beautiful audience it is. Hey, everybody, welcome here on our slightly delayed start of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. And it is episode number 33, featuring a CHWA Heavyweight Champion, the Money Man, Johnny Banks. And we'll be talking with him shortly. So, some good stuff on tap here tonight. So, I am one of your co hosts, Rough Cut Rick Ruby, on the other side, of course. Hopefully, but I think we're finally getting those gremlins out of your feed there, Mr. GQ, Matthew Wayne Schuyler.
I hope so. I'll tell you that. Lie about Spectrum and fired everybody.
My goodness, yeah. So some good stuff, man.
It was cheap too to buy Spectrum, but actually,
No,
nobody else wanted to purchase a company. So,
well, hey. But hey, with some good stuff here. We got planned for here tonight. Like I said, on a slight delay. We got a few things to talk about here, but I was helping with promoting the World Powerhouse Wrestling Grand Brawl show that's going to be happening on May 1st. And where I got that over my shoulder, that's going to be in Collinsville, Illinois. And I just found out my opponent by surprise on air tonight. None other than the leader of the Mustache Mafia, Keith Smith Jr., is going to be my opponent defending my U.S. title. And then,
we really need to get Senior on this show.
Well, here's another bit of groundbreaking news here as well. Keith Smith Jr. is actually going to is technically penciled in for May 6th. And it's going to be a unique style show. He's going to be joining me in my physical studio, not by via live webcam. He wants to be in the studio to address some things. And hopefully he doesn't want to wring my neck after I beat his son up like the Saturday before. So, but I'm sure you'll probably, you wouldn't mind that at all.
Not at all. I mean, I'll pay him some money.
If I throw him a quarter, he'll still do it.
I know we got two things at least I want to do first.
Sure, yeah.
And beforehand, first I want to wish somebody, one of our former guests and somebody I traveled with for, good Lord, 20 years, about maybe 17 years or so. The Beast. Wait a minute, where am I at? Yeah. Sorry, he's taking up a lot more of the screen there. The Beast celebrating his 50th birthday and still going strong there.
Yep.
Yeah, this is way too much on the screen. Hold on. Sorry,
There we go.
Yeah, it's a lot better. I mean, we could have done something like that, but I mean that was quick, or even. Sorry.
Stop it. We want to keep our viewers.
That's for sure, Mullet Man. But more of a serious note, somebody that actually, really good friend of mine, and actually helped us on a lot of the technical stuff to get this show with the video stuff and get the most out of it going, where we learned more about like what you did with the Johnny Banks photo on your side of it and the overlays and everything like that. Russell Camp, a really good friend of mine, passed away last week from a motorcycle accident, and it's been reeling hard for everybody that's known him and everything. But I know I wanted to, to give that shout out to him real quick there. Yes, we know what the logo is before anybody says it. We're just not going to have that debate and argument right there. But he was a well-liked man, former military, avid bike rider. He was in a club. And the one thing I just want to say is for people out there, and since this is our show and I'm, not bound by a lot of stuff and nobody cares anyway, watch where the fuck you are driving if you're going to be on the road with motorcycles. If you can't do that, stay at home and park the truck up your fucking ass. There we go. That's it.
There we go. And also, my wife, of course, also who works in the business, with me, the Rough Cut Diamond. She is also she's a secretary for one of the chapters of the Freedom of the Road Riders, which they're going to have a blessing of the bikes in Fenton, this Sunday, basically to help with awareness and fundraising for that. And yeah, but we always got to watch for motorcycles. We should be watching out for everybody, but of course, making wise choices on the road. So, but yeah, definitely prayers and thoughts go out to Russ's family. And for the little time, for the one time I got to know him, he seemed like a really awesome guy and really awesome to help with getting this show on the.
And especially with all the work that we had to do with OBS to add some of the extra stuff to our video feeds and stuff like that. And he just knew so much, and it was just a lot. And hold on, there's somebody that.
Yep. So, yeah, right on in peace, Russell. Excellent. So yeah, well, like I said, it's just heartbreaking when you hear something like that. And I think there was also another motorcycle.
That's one of those things again, because we lost a kind of family member 2 years ago, and then this and everything. And of course, as you said, with the rough cut diamond and everything, one of her best friends was severely injured with an accident as well too.
Mm-hmm.
And people need to pay the fuck attention when they're driving and share the road with the bikes. I'm sorry. It's like, and whether you like bikes or anything like that doesn't mean try to run them off or anything like that. Share the road, because they had to take a lot more driving stuff to learn how to do that to begin with too.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
It's not as easy as getting in a 4-wheel car and just going bloom, 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 bloom. So you got to pay the, like I said, pay the fuck attention.
Yeah.
Because you and I know there's so many workers that we know, or wrestlers that we know that ride bikes, including the late Stud.
Yeah.
The only thing we ever heard bad from him was running into a bird.
Right. Yeah.
And still having the feathers on him.
Must have hit him hard, man. Yeah. But everybody's got to watch each other on the road, and let's just hope that we gain more awareness of what we're doing. Okay, that's just.
Yeah, now I can go back in character now.
Yeah. So real quick, Mania is what I was talking about. Mania for weekend.
Yeah. Kind of sucked, that show, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, you see, the thing is, it's kind of good to see the fans and finally cheering in WWE again. But then, of course, no, he wasn't there. Take that off, will you? Fudge. All right, I understand. But with WWE having a live WrestleMania show and then going back to this whole Thunderdome stuff. Now, I mean, they hyped it up for like 2 nights, and that was it. And now we get this lame stuff.
Which
again.
The other thing you also didn't notice, some people probably didn't notice right away, is that you had fans on the lower level. The upper level was a mixture of occasional fan and cardboard cutouts.
Yep, I did see that.
And I'm like, if they're gonna, like, those fans are gonna be much of a difference there.
Yeah, well, I think they had a capacity rule in the stadium, and I'm pretty sure it was on the stadium that made that call. Florida's pretty much opened up, kind of like Texas is, but the stadium made the call for the capacity rule, and but they still sold 25,000 tickets. That's still not bad. And really didn't have to travel far. Everything's been in Florida since March of 2020 for WWE, going from Tampa to Orlando, back to Tampa again. So I mean, they're staying down in that same area. So, but hopefully something will change after SummerSlam.
Well, somebody on the post that I had did made the comment. It did save them a little bit of money and all that, but they still had the venue and everything. They still could have done something else, because again, they could have stayed there for one more day and still had crowd there for Raw for that one at least, and then gone back to the Thunderdome aspect.
Yep.
But was this more testing the waters to see? Have no issues come about from those that attended Mania, or slowly get into it, or are they just going to do it for the big events? Because again, personally, I think WWE needs to have the fans there again, so they don't do stupid business decisions like having, Peacock take over the network.
Oh, that's only in the United States, and we kind of got the bum deal on that. And
we got the shaft, no pun intended.
yeah, that's for sure. But I think that's all I got. I mean, oh yeah, and of course Broadway came back MMWA last Saturday, and I did defeat Purple Passion, but it took a little bit of extra time to defeat him because the man kept wanting to grope me. Apparently, I was the flavor of the week for him, and I didn't want no part of it. So it took a little time to kind of put him down. But a great show. I mean, you couldn't even tell with the sound that was in the crowd. Everybody was loud, and you could have swore the place was sold out from what everybody was trying to. Everybody. I mean, the energy was up all night. So great stuff, man.
Yeah, but okay, let's go back the week before that, though, with the Hall of Fame, like we had talked about last week. And I think the fact when they're trying to pipe in Wrestling God or You Still Got It.
Oh, God, that was horrible.
It just throws it off because you're not hearing that there. And they're not going to trust giving like live mics to people watching on the Thunderdome to begin with either. So,
what really gets me, though, is because Roman Reigns was cutting the promo the SmackDown before WrestleMania, and he's playing to the crowd noises and looking out at the camera when there's no, there's no LEDs on the camera side, and it's like he's playing to it. It's like, we know there's nobody there, Roman. You're playing to a computer generated sound. That's like, I don't know. I can't put that. I can't compare that to anything. It's kind of like comparing flaming on to mashed potatoes, but that's.
Don't you start that shit. Wait, no. Open up that can of fucking worms there, Ruby. No.
All right. Yeah, I quit.
Take this flaming your hand potatoes and shove them up your ass is what you can do.
I quit, man. That's fine. It's just
because we got some dog food to talk to now. So.
Oh wow.
No, I'm kidding because I probably got more respect for this guy, and I'll tell you why afterwards. Go ahead, bring him on now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna watch my levels here as I'm bringing this on. So because I get a chance to check my levels.
Watch me just in case. If I go like this, it means music's too loud and you're too soft.
And what about that? You hear that?
I can't hear shit.
What about now? Can you hear that?
A little bit.
Oh, well. Okay. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Oh, I can't hear anything either. Hold on.
You said we got rid of the gremlins and everything. Apparently, you still got them, Ruby.
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh! You know what I just say at some point? Who the hell cares?
You have a file for that,
Who the hell cares?
You mean that? All right, let's give this another go again.
I just want to see how long somebody's going to hold up their belt while they're waiting for us.
Oh yeah, that's why you always. That's why you always put it on the desk, on the table.
Not everybody's that lazy, Ruby.
You can tell me you can hear that, can't you? There you go. And how about me? You can hear me, right? All right.
Unfortunately.
All right. So our featured guest this evening has wrestled throughout the Midwest and Mid-South regions of the United States. Over his 12 years in the industry so far, he's gained notable longevity and championship title reigns as a singles and tag team competitor. Tonight, he's with us to reflect on his current journey as an in-ring competitor and discuss the big return of Cottage Hills Wrestling Alliance on April 25th as he defends his heavyweight championship against P.T. Beckham. Falls Count Everywhere Nation, put your hands together for the Money Man, Johnny Banks. All right. Nice. All right, Johnny, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. How about you?
Okay, I would like to take a word from the famous movie of What's Up, Doc? What's Up, Doc? You're upside down, sir.
I'm upside down.
Yeah, your belt.
It is, isn't it? It is. It is. There you go. That's a better picture. I had it on my shoulder, and you guys wanted me to take it off, so.
Oh. No.
Hey, Ruby,
It's your fault, not mine.
you ever play the Sesame Street game? One of these things are not like the other. Look at these two, and then look at you. We got money. You don't.
I don't flaunt money. I still have money, but I just don't flaunt it.
No, you don't. I've seen your food bill.
Yeah. Oh, very funny. Vader chiming in.
It's always a good thing to have your money. It's always a good thing to have the money.
Yep. So outside the ring STL is throwing up a what's up at you there, Johnny Banks. So
I think we need to invade their studio one day.
Yeah. But I gotta still talk to Shaft about that with our upcoming shows. But man, so
they know who Johnny Banks is. I call into their show all the time just to remind them that I'm the champ.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, when you have a belt, you have to be confident, right? You got to be confident to defend it. You got to be taking on all comers. I know about that.
You have to be a fighting champ.
I bet you he can do something you can't, Ruby. Hey, Banks, put the belt on.
Oh my Lord! I'm like, so we get so you get the first one of the night here, GQ.
Douchebag.
There you go. How do you like that?
You got
the first one, not the last one tonight. I can guarantee that.
Yep. But anyway, we're gonna move on here. So hey, by the way, thanks for kind of working around at least my schedule tonight, Johnny, because I had to go to a different show, and this definitely would have definitely pushed it, especially with the technical trouble I was having earlier today, and I finally made a way to get out of it. So.
If you spend some money, you can probably get some better product.
Well, I mean, I've been putting out money. I mean, when you buy something from a fruit company, it seems like I'm getting fruit flies whenever I'm trying to.
Yeah, get the good bills. The bills with my face on it.
Oh, okay.
And see, when you can make your own money, that means a whole hell of a lot, Ruby.
Well, I think I recognize that print. It used to be purple with the chicken on the center of it, wasn't it? I'm just joking. Just joking. I'm just taking it easy here. I'm having a nice little Tennessee apple from my little friend, Mr. Daniels, real quick. I need it after today. I've had a long, long day. But kicking off here, Johnny. So when did you start your interest in watching wrestling, and who were your favorite wrestlers to watch?
Well, let's see. I started watching wrestling between the ages of 5 and 6. My dad got me into it, rest his soul. But he got me into it. He introduced me to WCW originally. The first two wrestlers I ever seen wrestle was Sting versus Vader. And ever since that match, I don't know if it was a pay-per-view or not, but ever since that match, it's like I was hooked on wrestling. I wanted the action figures. I wanted, to play wrestling. I wanted to go outside on the trampoline and wrestle. I wanted to, wrestle. I honestly tore up my parents' living room by wrestling. Me and my cousins would wrestle and put each other through the walls, and it was a bunch of that. But yeah, about I would say 5 or 6 years old, I started getting into wrestling, and then my dad took me to my first wrestling show. I was about 10 years old. It was actually at South Broadway. My dad was actually really good friends with Herb Simmons, and we saw Herb Simmons down at Soulard Market down there in St. Louis, and he invited me and my dad out to one of the shows. And ever since seeing a live show, I just been wanting to be a wrestler.
Nice, awesome, man. Yeah.
I remember seeing it was down there. I remember the two guys. It was L.A. Cash versus the Young Aladdin. And after watching those guys wrestle, it was just like, let's do it.
Wow. You saw LA Cash wrestle and he made you want to wrestle? Just
That's just one. Me being a kid, that was just one of the matches that stood out because young Aladdin would just jump. It was mostly young Aladdin. Like I liked young Aladdin when I was younger, and him just jumping in the air doing those huge leg drops, I thought was very impressive.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We've already got somebody chiming in here on Mr. Banks here this evening. So yeah.
I ain't got time for him right now. We're talking about other stuff. I'll talk about you later.
There you go. So so now, I mean, we kind of get an idea of how you got to start watching wrestling. So tell us how you stumbled upon your chance in getting into the wrestling business.
All right, so I remember I don't remember the exact name of it, but I think it was a show. I think it was Izzy Blackwell. He ran a show. I think it was him that maybe ran the show, but it was the UWA show. I think that was called. But they came to the Cahokia where I was living at the time.
Yeah.
And came to the KC Hall, and my dad pretty much introduced me to Izzy Blackwell, and Izzy, gave me threw me in the ring pretty much, and Dick Brody, Dirty Dick Brody, gave me my first chop across my chest, and I won't forget that. But yeah, I was about 16, and my dad knew I wanted to do it, so I went to the UWA shows. I would go just the random independent shows, just trying to get work security or try to get some training in. And Izzy Blackwell helped me out a lot, and then a few years down the line, I started wrestling with CHWA, and Frankie D came in and he helped us out a couple months. I also went over to with Brandon Espinoza and got a few months of training with him. And I mean, I just try to learn where I can. I ain't never really went to a wrestling school, as you would say, but I definitely picked up a lot of things from different guys. And the first time I really stumbled across it, like I said, was at the KC Hall in Cahokia. And that's actually where I met my tag team partner Crispy at as well. That's where actually me and him became friends at originally. And just watching it, just going to the shows and seeing it and just wanting to be a part of it. I just wanted to do it. I like being a fan for so long. I just wanted to do it.
Nice. Excellent, man. All right. GQ.
Are you sleeping over there?
No. I'm taking care of some shit.
My life was pretty boring before I became Johnny Banks, but I mean, it's not boring now.
Well, he made money doing home modeling repair, so.
You can't talk to me. I'm the champ.
And how long did you train before you got your first official match?
I trained. Like I said, it was just a couple months. If you would put it together, I probably trained. I would guess 3 months with Brandon Espinoza. I trained about 3 or 4 months with Frankie D. I trained about 3 or 4 months with Leon Mephisto. When Izzy and them was doing UWA, I would only come there when they would have a show. But I ended up stumbling across it. My buddy knew I knew it was pretty much the basics and stuff like that. And I was with the Insane Clown Posse. I was following that scene for a little bit, and they had the Gathering of the Juggalos, and they was doing what they called the JCW tryouts. And my buddy was like, "Hey, we should go do this." And we got down there, and my buddy ended up backing out on me. He was like, "I don't know if I'm ready for this. I ain't gonna do it." So I still signed up, and I ended up going against a guy that went by El Retardo. He goes by Mo Foley now. He runs Wicked FN Wrestling down in Wisconsin. And me and him ended up doing a match, and that was pretty much my first match. And then I was horrible, and I don't really like talking about that match, but yeah, you can find it on YouTube if you ever want to go look at it.
Oh, wow. So,
apparently, though, I have no idea how the hell he got in here, actually. Somebody wants to call and say hi and talk to you real quick. Let me
All right.
Huh.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know
Here
how
we
he found
go.
the link. It must have been Matt Maniac or something.
Here we go.
there's some shenanigans going on here, and I've got nothing to do with it. So
Oh, you do. Oh, you do.
I'm
Have you
innocent
seen the
too.
ratings
So.
on this thing? The ratings on these things are in the toilet, Johnny bitch. What are you doing?
Johnny, bitch.
Oh, we're supposed to be
What are
hyping
you
the
doing? Are you
telling fairy tales.
basking yourself in an alcoholic beverage again? You drunk? You talking to me all drunk? What's going on, PT? You're supposed to be getting ready for a match, but instead you're just like drinking away. Here, I actually brought you something tonight, PT. I knew that you was gonna join us. Here's a little shot for you, buddy.
Oh, wait a minute. He drinks Jägermeister. He hasn't grown up yet. Wow. Okay.
So I don't take no Jägermeister. I drink that real shit.
Real shit.
Jameson or proper 12 or whatever that is.
Always.
Yeah.
You probably have the bottle on him right now. That's why he called in. He's probably drunk.
Hold on. Now, aren't you guys facing each other at the CHWA show for the title?
For this title, yes, we are. I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't really know why. I mean, he won that little Battle Royal Rumble, King of the Hill, whatever you want to call the thing. He won that, and now he thinks he just automatically, after a year, he just thinks he can come in and cash in his, championship match. I don't think that's fair. You had a whole year. You had a whole year.
You're blessed, Johnny. You are blessed. You are blessed. I'm the hottest thing in professional wrestling right now. You are blessed that I'm putting my name against yours, to be honest.
And it's time to put the fire out. I'm going to show everybody you're not who you say you are. The Midwest bad boy is nothing. I'm putting the fire out. I'm ending the talk. It's over with. Come April 25th in Centerville, Illinois, the Midwest bad boy talk, it's over. It's over.
Okay.
And that's the thing. Once you lose that match, PT Beckham and everything, you can probably go get a job over Boxers of Briefs across the way. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right there in Centerville, right next to PT's. I'll show you the way after I beat you.
Oh, that's adorable. Adorable.
Yeah, so I mean, I was going to skip this to later in the show, but I'll go ahead and bring it up here now since I've got it. But obviously, this is From the Ashes on April 25th, which is a Sunday afternoon. Doors open at 2, bell times at 2:30. I believe tickets are still available, but if I don't know exactly what the special is. There a special stipulation in this match here, Johnny?
Yeah, it's a false count anywhere match. The type of match that I love to do. I am an 8-time CHWA Mayhem champion, PT. You got to remember that. Hardcore rules, PT. No disqualifications. No nothing. The ref can't stop me. If I want to slam you through a table, I can slam you through a table. If I want to hit you with barbed wire, I can hit you with barbed wire. Anything goes. If I want to see Larry Wolf's fat ass in the crowd and I want to lay you on top of Larry Wolf, I can pin you on top of Larry Wolf, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Technically, that'd be too awkward for the pinning of that. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be a mountain to climb there. But
you wanted to talk.
And don't think I'm worried about the unbroken. I have something up my sleeve just in case they decide to get involved.
Well, this is going to be falls count anywhere, which basically means no disqualification. Falls can count anywhere. So obviously there's not going to be any countouts. There's not going to be DQs. So basically it's going to be a pinfall or submission, and any element can play into this matchup. So, do you feel, Johnny, that you've got the advantage, even though knowing what PT's got possibly up his sleeve?
I do. I really do. Because you know what? PT, and I'm going to say it right here where you can hear me, PT. PT is so worried about the vets, so worried about Damian Blade, so worried about everybody else. He ain't been worried about this match. Ever since this match got announced, I have been training for this match. I have been getting ready for this match. And he's putting it off like I'm a nobody, like I'm a nothing. But I'm going to tell you, PT, come April 25th, I'm going to give you the fight of your life, and I'm walking out with this championship.
Well, PT, you got a retort for that.
Oh, I definitely do. Yeah, it's a false count anywhere match. It's not really my cup of tea. I'm a technician in the ring. I really don't use chairs, tables, ladders, whatever. But Johnny does not have the upper hand in this match. Like, he thinks he's a tough guy. He's been busted open a couple times, but I've scratched and clawed my way throughout my whole career. So, and that's the CHWA title, John, that you've kept in your gear bag for a year. that you had your hands in your pockets, you ain't been doing nothing. I've revamped your career. I revamped CHWA. I revamped these vets' careers, and I revamped Midwest wrestling. That's all me, John. So for you to
I have a question for you, PT.
Slid in here and took a shot. No. I've earned it. So
I have a question for you, PT. Can you do it without the help of the Unbroken?
The Unbroken staying in the back. That's already been clear. They got their hands full that night also. So that night's about me and Johnny Banks. Nothing else. I don't care if Damian Blade's bitch ass is in the crowd. I don't care if Douglas O'Shea's in the crowd. I don't care. It's real. It's real.
And there you go again. You're worried about Damian Blade, Douglas O'Shea. You're worried about the vets. You're not worried about me. Focus on me, not them. Then you'll have a better chance. But as of right now, you're too focused on somebody else, PT. And I'm gonna take the belt. I'm gonna take the belt.
You're gonna take the belt. Okay.
I'm gonna take the belt home. I'm gonna take the belt home, and I'm gonna polish it up once again, and I'm gonna go another year as your world heavyweight champ.
Okay. Those are big words, Johnny. We got 10 days.
We do got 10 days. 10 days. 10 days where I shut the Midwest bad boy up. 10 days where I don't see people saying the Midwest bad boy. He's going to be the Midwest sad boy because he thought he was going to get a title and lost.
Whoa. You pulling the curtain back, Johnny?
You see this, Shane? 6 years it took me to win this. 6 years, PT. 6 years. I'm not letting it go that easy.
Okay. Well,
I will say this before I finally got access to his feed, and I'm going to cut it in a minute. But I will say this is probably one of the most talked about matches I've seen online in the longest time. But again, can PT do it without the Unbroken? Can
Tim Johns, GQ, listen. Can I do it without the Unbroken? Have you watched my career? Have you watched me scratch and claw by myself through politics, through backstage drama, through all that bullshit? And guess what? I'm at the top now. I'm at the top, and I'm not gonna let some blue jumpsuit wearing yartard. That's what you are, Johnny. You give CHWA a bad name, throwing fake money around. I'm the real money fight. I'm the money draw, and you know it.
Hey, he's popular enough and rich enough to make his own money. I mean, you can't knock that.
That's so. It is what it is, though.
PT, see, you got to remember, man, I teamed with you in the past. I teamed with you. I know what you can do. I know what you're capable of, but I also know every move you have up your sleeve. You're not winning, man. You're not. You can sit here and you can say you scratch and claw to the top, but I'm knocking you down to the bottom. It's that simple. The money man is going to walk out with a big fat paycheck, a belt around my waist, and I'm going to go party it up and celebrate. And you're going to be sitting at home crying, telling everybody on Facebook why you lost. You're going to make up some lame excuse, and you and the Unbroken are going to have a hug it out party. That's exactly what you're going to do.
Oh, man. Wow. Guys, man, we've got some serious throwdown, some serious words here tonight.
But that's the thing. And PT, just like when Banks called in during your show, we cut him off. We're going to have to cut you off for right now. And, you know, that's it. We'll get back to that.
I'm very proud of you. About time somebody cut PT Beckham off. About time.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's we figured that, you know, we wanted to kind of address this here because, you know, like I said, it's if I take this off again, sorry. But yeah, From the Ashes, of course, is in 10 days. The main event, Falls Count everywhere. And like I said, he's got the Unbroken. But PT does make a point, though. There's a pro and a con to that. PT's not really had any outside help previously in his matches, but as far as I know, this is really the first time the PT has aligned himself with a group. So
he has to have someone to back him up when he's starting all this crap with everybody in the Midwest. He has to have
my other question
because he can't do it by himself. He can't do it by himself.
My other question, though, is has he ever faced you before? One-on-one?
Honestly, no. This is the first time. This is the first time you'll see PT
Well, it's also
Beckham.
the unknown. He's either going to put his money where his mouth is, or somehow somebody's going to get involved.
Look,
If he
I
thinks
haven't held this championship for almost 500 days. You know, you can blame it on COVID, but I was going out of state, and I was also defending this title in Indianapolis. I was out there in, where was it? Martinsville, Indiana. I defended this title all through COVID. All through COVID, I was out there being a fighting champ as they sat at home. I'm ready for this. I've been ready for this since I heard that we was making a comeback. They closed their buildings down. I thought it was over. I didn't see us coming back. And then all of a sudden, boom, we're back. And I've been ready. They haven't. They've been at home eating Cheetos, drinking alcohol, getting fat, getting lazy. Well, as I've been working, I have been working.
Yeah.
Hold on, Ruby. Hold on. Drinking alcohol. What you got over there, Ruby?
Hey, asshole. I've been working out, okay, during the day.
And you look like a big freaking Cheeto.
Oh, my God. What an idiot. What an idiot. You know what? I'm going to tip you, cheers to you, and say,
Hold my drink, bitch.
and shut the hell up.
But as you guys know, if PT Beckham decides to bring the Unbroken in, I got friends too. I was part of a certain team, Sabotage Squad. I have friends too. I was also with History in the Making at CHWA. I have friends. So if PT Beckham wants to bring his friends, I can bring my friends.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, that's totally understandable. So I'm going to go ahead
There's no rules, so we can't be disqualified.
Like I said, I mean, this is basically no holds barred. Falls count anywhere. Which means that there has to be floating security throughout that entire match, which means that crowds need to stay away from the action. If they get near you, it's, run like the freaking wind, because you don't want to be part of it. These guys get thrown down. Man, well, there's been matches like this back in the day. I mean, you had to be absolutely stupid to still stay around, because you can get clubbed. Either by accident, or if you interfere with somebody, someone's going to end up decking you. And it may be either Johnny Bates or PT Beck. Depends who you tick off first. So
yeah, if you're in the crowd, I highly recommend you don't try to get involved.
Yeah, I totally understand it. Your guys are there to do a job. You guys are there to compete. Leave it alone. So, okay, wow. Okay.
Yeah, won't be getting involved unless Johnny brings his friends. And see, just like that, that's how they're going to show up at the match. They're just going to show up out of nowhere, just how they show up on this live right now, this live feed going on. They're going to show up. They're going to show up just like out of nowhere, and I'm going to get attacked. I'm going to get jumped. And that's what the Unbroken's about. You have Chris Exodus, you have Elride, Umber Ian, Chaos Jester, a clown. We all know how clowns like to play jokes and like to get in people's head. He's a jester. He's Chaos Jester. He's a clown. He has jokes up his sleeve, and you can't team with yourself with the clown and not expect, to play jokes on people. It's what clowns do.
Yeah. I hear you, man. But like I said, we'll have to see here. Like it's just only 10 short days away with that. So, but I'm gonna go back here to what we've got as far as focusing on you here tonight. So during your time in the business so far, what wrestling veterans have you looked up to and gotten advice from the most to help you with your knowledge and respect and your respect from in the business?
Let's see. I would have to go honestly with around here. Douglas O'Shea. Douglas O'Shea, we talked, and he he's told me some things. I don't like the guy, but he's told me some things, and I kind of learned from it. But yeah, him. A lot of people. I know a lot of people don't like him. Leon Mephisto. When I went down to SMPW, I forgot Ace Training Academy. I went down there before they actually got their school going, and I kind of wrestled with Gary Jackson in the ring a little bit, and he gave me some advice, and I took that real serious. The seminars that I've done, of course, you get helpful tips from seminars. Bob Orton seminar, Oh, who was the guy RCW brought that one time? From Lucha Under.
Yeah. Crap.
I know.
Cortez.
Well, who?
Cortez Castro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely gave me some helpful tips. Let's say Gary Jackson. He was probably the one that he gave me some really good tips when I was there, and I learned a lot from him. Frankie D definitely helped me out a lot when it came to the business, and made me see the real side of things. Pretty much how crazy the business can be, how hard it is to actually get really good training. Because I remember he would push us to the edge where we wanted to throw up, and there's just so many guys out there, and I ain't trying to miss nobody.
Especially all the work with Izzy Blackwell too.
Yeah, Izzy definitely. Izzy is, man, that guy is great. That guy is definitely great. And seeing his son come up is great as well. And just seeing, everything that he's been through and him still having the love and passion for the business that he does is just crazy to me.
Yep. Definitely. Izzy has some great insight, and especially, with the Ring of Courage Academy that, that he was helping with mentoring and everything else with Frankie D in there. So yeah.
Well, the King of the Hill match that PT actually won his number one contenders chance in that. The King of the Hill match, Izzy actually was one of the surprise entrants that year, and he actually got out of his wheelchair and climbed up in that ring. And man, it was great to see him, doing at least getting in the ring and trying to do it, and just showing people that he still has the love for it. Like I said, he's mentored a lot of people, definitely within CHWA. He's been a mentor to a lot of us. He's taught us all a lot of things. He'll sit there, and if we're training before a show, he'll tell us what we're doing wrong. He'll tell those new people coming out. He'll show them how to bump right. He'll tell them that bump was wrong. This bump was right. But yeah, Izzy's definitely a great guy. Much love, brother, if you're watching.
Yeah, it pained me when I missed the Izzy show because of the show being hijacked by Maniac. But Izzy, I mean, again, for him to get out of his wheelchair, getting into that ring, to be in that battle royal, is more balls than anybody currently in WWE, TNA, Impact, AEW, and all that have more than anything. He had more heart and dedication to pull that off, and ain't nobody will ever be able to do that ever.
He wanted to have that moment with his son, and he was able to do it.
Yeah, I definitely commend him on that. I mean, Izzy has tried to do everything. His heart and soul is in this business, and even with, with his health that he's had to battle, I mean, he still wants to conquer that. So, my love and respect go out to Izzy for certain on that. And, absolutely.
He became a mentor, and then, like I said, from UWA days, and I just got to know him over the years. He's became a really good friend of mine, and I love you, Izzy. To the rest of y'all watching, I don't love you, but Izzy, I love you.
Oh man! So with all the years of watching wrestling, from the time you were growing up and up until now, with you being in the business, what would be the most memorable match that you have seen?
That I have seen. Are you talking about as like independent wise or WWE?
It could be any match.
Wherever.
It could be. It doesn't have to be to the big time. If it's
okay, if it makes it easier though, how about this? One big time, one indie.
All right. I'll go with the big time. The very first match that I think I seen that got my eyes like glued to it, and I was like, I knew for sure that I wanted to be a wrestler. Was I think that the pay-per-view was Bad Blood, and it was the very first Hell in a Cell match between Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, and it was in St. Louis. And Kane came out and ripped off the cage door, and I was there. Me and my dad went, and after that, it was just like the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. And from that moment on, I was hooked. It was the greatest match. Seeing Shawn Michaels fly from the cage to the announcer table, seeing just the I don't know how to put it in words. Just everything about that match was just exciting in person. Like, you know, from them fighting on top of the cage, from them being all bloody and battered, from Kane coming out with Paul Bearer and ripping the door off and giving Undertaker this tombstone. It was an insane night. It was great. And then
you should ask Kane about what all it took to get there to that show too.
Oh yeah, there's a big story with that.
What's that story?
Let's just say somebody picked up in a hoopty. And I still don't know who the actual driver or whose car it actually was. I know one of the other people that was there with it, but I don't know whose car it actually was. So
what about your indie selection?
Oh man,
if you have
one, I'm trying to think who it was that was in the match. But it was the first time seeing the match, and I thought the Escape from Skull Canyon match, WPW does. I forgot which one it was at. I think it was at Jerseyville. That match, you know, I really like that. I just like the Escape from Skull Canyon matches. They're really awesome. No one else around here does them, and I think that match stands out more than any match around here. My favorite match on the independent scene, though, has to be when CHWA did the Bertholto Carnival. And it was what we called NGW. We was doing a storyline where we was NGW and we was coming to take Cottage Hills out and take over CHWA. And we had a big elimination tag match, and that match was great. It had pretty much all the best talent in CHWA all booked in one match, and it was great. And that's actually a time where I teamed up with PT Beckham, and I won't do that again. The match did not go in my favor, and yeah, I'm gonna blame it on PT. So,
man. Yeah. So
well, along with your singles career, you've also had a good tag team career as well. Tell us some of the highlights of your success being part of the Sabotage Squad. First off.
Yeah, man. Actually, it's funny when me and Crispy started off. We actually went by a team called Team High Five. We couldn't think of a tag team name. We was like, you know, what are we gonna do? Crispy said, "Oh, I want to jump off the top rope a lot," and I was like, "Well, I'm too fat for that." And and then we ended up just coming up with Team High Five, and we went a couple months with it. You know, we went down to work at SMPW where we faced Pro Status, another match that PT Beckham happened to be in when he was teaming up with the guy we don't really talk about no more. I'll just leave it at that. And they was teaming up as a team called Pro Status, and we faced them down there. But yeah, we went by Team High Five for a few, and then one day we was just like, man, we had to change this name. And we was wrestling down at WOE with the landlord, and we was talking to him about names, and we just sat there and discussed it for a while. And at the time, the first Suicide Squad movie came out, and we was like, we started thinking about that movie. We was talking about it, and all of a sudden I was like, we're here to call Sabotage. We can be the Sabotage Squad. So we came up with the Sabotage Squad, got the blue jumpsuit because we figured we looked like prisoners. And we went for there, yeah. And then we just kept on going, and we got, pushed. We got pushed at a few companies. We won the WOE Tag Championships. We won CHWA Tag Team Championships multiple times. And then we're still going to this day. Just because I'm Johnny Banks,
oh my Lord.
You had to, didn't you? You just had to play that. I hate that. I hate that song, and you just had to play it.
But here's the thing. Motivates you to keep staying away from that and doing what you do. Turn it into a positive and work off of it.
I mean, you're right. But you see, we're still here today. Just because I'm Johnny Banks don't mean I'm not still part of the Sabotage Squad. It's Johnny Banks and Crispy. John Boy was a nickname Crispy gave me a while back. We ran with it. The nickname's gone. It's Johnny Banks and Crispy from now on. We are still Sabotage Squad, and we're still coming for Tag Team Gold. But at the same time, just like Kofi Kingston, just like Big E, I'm going for singles gold, as you see.
Yeah, man, and hanging on to it, man. And
what you'll see Sabotage Squad in action, May 8th for IEW in Granite City.
Oh, okay, cool, awesome. Yeah, we'll be touching on that card as soon as We may mention it. I think there was like maybe one announced match for that. At least I know of an announced match for that card here on May 8th as well. So, I did put the ticker down here on the bottom for those who would like to call in and chime in with either one of us or with our featured guest, the Money Man, Johnny Banks. You can call in, and our lines are open 314-764-5540. Once again, that is 314-764-5540.
Now, you were talking about what
The
group?
first 3 minutes is $5, and a minute is $1 afterwards. Because I'm the money man, I need to make my money. And if you want to talk to me on the phone, you have to pay me my money.
Kids, don't get permission. Just call.
Anyway, Ruby, who were you asking about announced matches yet?
Yeah, as far as like with IEW, I know there's one announced match that I know of that came out today for the IEW card.
Yeah, I'm trying to get all my information from the company stuff. Give me a second.
Yeah. Now I'll let you handle that here. But what we'll do here is
it's below my pay grade. That's why I don't know it right away. So,
well, ask for a raise or ask for a promotion. Without
I got the promotion. I had to bring it down a little bit.
And not saying a word.
No.
So speaking of different promotions here, Johnny, so what promotions have you worked for throughout your career, and what has to be your favorite promotion that you have worked for so far?
By far, CHWA is definitely one of my favorite. Not only, are we, wrestlers and workers, but, a lot of us are friends in the locker room. And it's more like a family over there. You know what I'm saying? We're all pretty much a big family. Besides me and PT Beckham, they can't keep us away from each other. We want to rip each other's throats out. But definitely CHWA is my favorite company to work at. I've also worked out, which is a really great company. They bring a lot of former talent, WWE talent. There was VCA, which is Velocity Championship Action out of Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee. SMPW, Strictly Strange Pro Wrestling, or Strictly Insane Pro Wrestling, sorry. We do them a lot down in Crossville, Illinois, and Sims, Illinois. I really like working for them. IEW, Illinois Elite Wrestling, I like working for them. Even though they've only had one show, it was still, a great show. Just because how it worked out that day. The venue kind of had some problems. They ended up moving it, and fans still decided to follow. So it was pretty cool.
Follow actually helped move the ring too.
WOE, because honestly, if it wasn't about if it wasn't for WOE and the landlord, wrestling over everything, if it wasn't for them, I honestly probably would have never got the Sabotage Squad name known. I was still doing stuff with CHWA, but us as a tag team, we probably wouldn't be nothing without WOE. They was the first one to give us our first tag team match, and he had a lot of faith in us to go out there and do the job, and we was able to do it, and our team just has moved since then. So WOE definitely, if landlord's watching this, much love to landlord. I'm trying to think what else I've worked. MPG in Tennessee. Me and the promoter does not get along no more. I wouldn't say that his shows were the best, but it was definitely a fun because we had did a road trip pretty much, me and a couple guys, and it was a fun time going down there. And I'm just trying to think. There's been a couple of different other companies out here. JCW was really fun because even though I only worked a couple shows for him, one in Evansville, Indiana, and I worked a gathering. It's still cool to see about 500-600 people just out there, and it's a crowd that you've never seen before. If you're a heel and they don't like you, they're throwing beer cans and then they're throwing bottles and they're throwing a lot of stuff at you. It's a fun time, and I actually met Tracy Smothers down there, and he was working that show one time, rest his soul, and he was there and he gave me some advice as well, and I ended up seeing him a couple years later, and he still remembered me because I ended up getting a beer bottle thrown at me or a beer can thrown at me that night and get my eye split open. So,
oh man,
did you drink the beer afterwards?
No, I don't know where it went. It hit me and my eye kind of went like glazy and it rode away.
Uh-huh.
Somebody drank it though.
But
My God. Well, I mean, that's cool. I mean, getting out and about and getting memories of,
and one of the cool ones, I don't know if you guys remember, but do you guys know the concert venue nightclub place called Pops down there in Sojay, Illinois?
Oh yeah, very familiar.
They did a show there. It was Pops Underground Wrestling, and there was a guy named I think it was Mike Gordon that ran it or did it, something like that. And
GQ's very familiar with them. Yeah,
I think that's who it was. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. But we did a show there, and it was actually me. I believe it was I know he still wrestles. I believe his name was Killer Kowalski now or something like that. Him and one of my old friends, Havoc, rest his soul. He ended up passing away last year. But it was us three versus Nail Cutter and the Hooligans.
Oh wow!
And I didn't know anything about the Hooligans. You know, I just thought I was going in there to have a normal match. These guys beat the holy crap out of me. They messed me up.
Neil Cutter and all that. Neil Cutter is one good talent. He's sly, but he's really good at talent there. So
yeah, and you can actually if you go to YouTube and you type in Juggalos versus Skinheads at Pops, that match actually pops up, and they beat the crap out of me, man. But after the match, they gave me nothing but love, and I've been friends with the Hooligans since then too. So. That was probably one of the coolest things because it wasn't just at your normal place you would have a wrestling show. It wasn't at a VFW hall. It wasn't at a KC hall. It was at Pops. And they had like a live music playing and also wrestling, and it was a crazy night.
Yeah. You're looking at the comment I just put out there.
Yeah, what is his opinion on the illegal? That dude's messed up. I don't like him, and he can stay away from me. He's dirty. I'm clean. I got money, and I'm not trying to give his bum ass any.
So you're saying his name is Juan Dirty Sanchez?
Mike Lilly, you look like you hang out with that nasty Juan Sanchez character.
He might.
He might be the same person.
You probably look like you both riding in the truck together.
No, he probably picks up one at the truck stop.
I believe it. I believe it.
Oh,
He's probably his rides to all the shows. That's how Juan gets here. Juan ain't got no car. We seen that one promo where they picked him up carrying a trash can down the street.
So what you doing? Moving?
I don't know what you're doing.
Oh man. So what would you say was your greatest feud or storyline that you've been involved with personally?
This one with PT Beckham, I ain't gonna lie, I got a lot of excitement for this, and hey, look, it's the match from Pops.
Hey, there you go.
But me and this feud with PT Beckham, I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be one of my favorite ones, just because the fact of me and him got heat, and this ain't just your normal feud. This is he's been talking trash ever since he's came back from this COVID crap. And he's, been running his mouth. And I just been sitting, like he said, I was hanging out on the sidelines. I wasn't really worried about CHWA coming back. I thought they were dead. If you want me to be honest, I thought CHWA was dead. They were dead and gone. They wasn't making a comeback. And, he started running his mouth and started saying I was talking crap on his friends. I was hurting his feelings. I was disrespecting him because I wasn't out flashing the title. Just running his mouth, and then he started, going after the vets, which I looked at it as it was disrespectful, But at the same time, I know how those vets look at me. They look at me like, as PT said earlier, they look at me like a yard tard. So I don't care about the problem with him and the vets. I think Shane's disrespectful, and he needs to put some respect on my name. He needs to put some respect just in general, and I'm gonna knock the respect out of him. No matter if the fans love them, I'll smack the fans too. I don't care. They all need to learn respect. They just need to learn respect, and that's probably why I like this feud. I like the feud that me and Crispy had with Brady Shadows and Titus O'Neil. Not Titus O'Neil. What am I saying? It was, I forgot the guy's name. It was Titus something and Brady Shadows, and they went by a team called Money and Gold, and we had a feud over there at WOE with them, and I really enjoyed that one. It ended up being in a ending in a street fight, what they called the East St. Louis street fight, and that feud was just great. I had a small feud with Apocalypse, and our feud ended in a ladder match. That was a pretty cool feud I had. And honestly, a lot of people don't know him. He's appeared in some shows, but a guy named Iorio the Juggalo. Me and him have went back and forth multiple times for that CHWA Mayhem the championship. To the point where I put him through, tables that was on fire. He's put me through barbed wire. I jumped off a 2-story garage through a whole bunch of tables just to take them out. So yeah, we've had some crazy matches, and I won't forget that guy. But yeah, I don't really have. It's hard to have a favorite one, After you have so many matches, and so many feuds, it's kind of hard just to pick one, because they're all so good. Like when it comes to different feuds, they're all good in their own way. So it's kind of hard just to put one out there.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, like I say, you've had singles, you have tag, and then of course, you may have a couple that just stand right out, then maybe just kind of match each other.
Well, I can tell you a moment that I hate and I remember, and that's when it was for a company. I won't mention the name, but I worked my ass off that night for them. I worked 4 times that night and ended up winning the Battle Royal. And somebody that's on one of these screens here walked up to me at the microphone and had a guy named Joker throw me out after I won a Battle Royal after working 3 matches beforehand. And I do remember that. I wonder who that could have been.
It's not me. Not me. Not me, man.
I don't forget things.
Apparently he does. He was like, oh crap, where do I hide? Oh my goodness. So speaking of people that should hide, maybe he's got something for you.
Okay, so yeah, let's just moving on now. With the titles that you've won in your career so far, which one stands out as most memorable to you and why?
This one you're seeing right here. And there's multiple reasons why, man. So I joined CHWA almost 6 years ago, and it feels like I've literally done everything there that there's possibly done. I won the Golden Opportunity briefcase, which I had to win to cash. Like it's kind of like the Money in the Bank. I win the briefcase, I cash in, a contract anytime, anywhere. I won the belt. But it took 6 years, to get to this spot, and working that hard to finally get something, something that you wanted all, pretty much all your life. It means the most because I've worked so hard to get here. And also with the, being my first ever heavyweight championship, that also, makes it memorial to me because, it's your first one. It's my very first one. I've held it for 500 days and I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of myself. I'm glad I'm able to make this title relevant. That's why PT wants to come at it, because if it wasn't for me, he probably would have forgot all about this title. And it's important to me. It feels like I've worked all my life to get here and I finally done it. So yeah, I would have to say this one right here.
Yeah. Now, some say, there's some people that are giving. Well, basically, here's how I want to address this. This is kind of an impromptu question here, but do you feel, what's your opinion or take if you're in this business, if you're not going after something like a belt or anything like that? If you're not in it to try and gain some notoriety, is there any reason why you should stay in it?
Yeah, you stay in it for the love of wrestling, for the love of the sport. If you got heart and passion for the sport, you won't leave it. This is where, when you're out in your real life and you're working your job and you're at home and you're always stressed out, you're always worried about what how you're going to pay your next bill, which of course everybody knows I'm the money man, I don't have that problem, but you're out there, you're stressed out, you know, you're dealing with real life stuff outside of wrestling. So when you finally go to a show, finally go to a match, all that stress and all those worries go away. You know, you're in a whole different world. You're in your wrestling world. You're with your wrestling family. You're with, you know, you're out there performing and entertaining people who enjoy the show, you know, who enjoy the product. They're out there. You're out there to entertain, and just seeing people how entertained they get when it comes to the shows, you know, when it comes to the matches. It makes me happy, because if I know I'm going out there, bad guy, good guy, heel, face, it don't matter. If I go out there and I can get a handshake if I'm a face, or if I can get people to boo me as a heel, I know I'm doing my job. And me being able to make people angry, make people, you know, happy, it's just a good feeling. You know, I know I'm doing a good job, and you know, you have to have the heart and passion when it comes to this business. And if you really deep down have the heart and passion for this business, you ain't gonna go nowhere. You're gonna stay in it, and that's the reason to stay in it, because of the love, you know, the love you have for it.
Yep. Apparently, Mr. Lilly is not really a great fan of yours, thinking that you're not going to keep that title after the 25th.
He's probably mad because his truck broke down, and he tried giving me a call, and I told him Banks Enterprises wasn't covering it this time. That's probably why he's mad. I ain't got time to pay your automotive problems. Do that on your own time.
Oh my goodness! Well,
I hope you get another flat tire on the way to the show.
My God! Whoa! Holy crap! Well, speaking of tires and driving and everything else, you've been in multiple states. So,
that was a good segue.
Yep. So what are some of the memorable road stories or a fan experience that you can share with us that is either funny or stuck with you for some reason?
Okay. I'll tell you a couple of them. The Gathering, the JCW event, talking about flat tires, because I was talking, you know, I had to talk to Michael Lilly because he's just dumb.
Jeez.
We was on our way to the Gathering, and we ended up getting a flat tire. And we was in a rental car. So we called a rental place, and they're like, put the donut on the car and drive it 30 miles up to this place. So we drive it up there, and we get to the place, and we're, you know, knocking on the door. The door's locked. So we're knocking on the door, seeing if anybody's there. And there's a little gas station there. And they're like, that shop's been closed for about 8 years now. And we're like, really? So we call the Enterprise back up, and they sent us to another shop. So we're still riding on the donut, and we get there and the shop's closed. So we decided to drive on this donut all the way to the Gathering. We decided, you know what, we'll just get it on the way back, whatever. So we get out there, and if you ever been to a Gathering of the Juggalos, it's pretty much a big music festival with live wrestling. And one of the guys that we was with ended up getting really intoxicated and decided to go driving the car through the campgrounds. Well, he ended up exploding the donut. So,
oh my gosh.
So finally we get a tow truck out there, and as we're going through the wood area where the festival was to get out, the tow truck gets a flat tire. And it just turned into a big hassle. Eventually the tow truck that originally picked us up, that truck and our car had to get towed back from Cave and Rock, Illinois, back to Cahokia, Illinois, where we were staying, and we had to take a bus home. And it was just the dumbest thing ever.
Oh my God.
That one was horrible. I'll go ahead and put him on blast because I really don't like the guy. But we was making a road trip to Indiana, and we were halfway there, and all of a sudden we had to get gas. So this guy that I was riding with, he refs for some places. I'm not going to say anybody's full name, but his name's Austin. He decides to pull up to a gas station, and it was one of those where you can pay inside. So he pay inside, starts pumping gas. As he got done pumping gas, he jumps in the car and takes off. And the whole time we're driving, I'm worried about us getting pulled over. And I'm like, man, you don't ever do like, and it was me and a couple other guys too in the car with them. We're like, you don't do that. You don't go out and steal gas. You pay for your gas. Like you don't, if you're going to do that, make sure no one else is in the car with you. And eventually he ended up getting caught for it. But like I said, I don't like the guy, so I'm not really worried if I put him on blast and he gets mad and cries about it. But yeah, that's one I definitely remember because I was worried about going to jail that night.
Wow. That's
That's
crazy.
all you need to know about the person there too. Just saying. So
Yeah.
Yeah, me and him ain't friends no more because he actually stole money from me. So you don't steal money from the money man. I got plenty of it, but don't take it.
Oh my God, that's horrible. I mean, my God, yeah, gas and dash, and then now stealing from the locker room, and
yeah, I know.
And
I travel with some people where gas and dash was farting and running away.
oh my God, dude, seriously, shut up.
And
Like,
I gotta get me the soundboard over here. I swear.
yeah, well, you've been told about it, so that's up to you. Yeah.
Okay, screw you. I'm gonna ask my question now. So, do you have a list of dream matches that you would like to have in your career, and so what are they?
If it's from me coming from independent guys, just for as much as I've looked up to a couple guys, I would like to have a match against Douglas O'Shea. Just because he always talks about throat punching somebody, and I want him to try it. And before he decides to say I'm too old and I can't do it no more, I have a bad hip or whatever whatever excuse he's gonna make when that time comes. I definitely want to have a match with him before that happens. I would like.
Bad hip has already happened though, but anyway.
I mean, you're right. You're right. I would like to eventually get a match with Gary Jackson, just because I've been watching Gary Jackson for all these years, and I think it would be, really awesome to wrestle him. I've gotten advice from him before in the past, and when my dad used to take me, Gary Jackson was actually wrestling at South Broadway at that time, and I've always liked Gary, so I thought it would be really cool if me and Gary ever had a match together. I'm trying to think who else.
Well, hold on real quick. With Gary, was that when he was wearing the leather stuff, or was he wearing the overalls?
The night train gear.
Yeah, I think it was the night train thing. I think he had like the little things on his arms with the lassos, and
I think he's worn that a lot though. I was just kind of curious on what level Gary Jackson that was at the time.
Gary's been working with South Broadway and Herb and all them for a very long time.
I think all of his career, really, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Let's see. I would like Sting. Sting is my all-time favorite wrestler. So I would, even though he's getting up there in age too, I would love to have a match with Sting if I ever got that chance. Honestly, if I could, give my stimulus check away, I would give that away just to have a match with Sting.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, he.
Unfortunately, the money you make anyway, you never got one. So.
Yeah, I mean you're right.
God,
they owe it to me, but they say I make too much money.
Yeah, same thing here. I mean, and then Ruby just buys liquor with his.
Yeah, you could tell he's definitely a PT Beckham fan. They all hang out late at night drinking their alcohol, and Ruby, you got PT Beckham's not a role model, man. You can't follow in his footsteps.
I'm not trying to, dude. I got plenty of other things here. Lily's talking about Gary Jackson having a match last weekend. So yeah, and wrestled the Big Texan. Unfortunately, he got defeated by the Big Texan. But dude's huge. He's aggressive. And there's nothing wrong with just. And I don't do this every night.
And why do you think I align myself with Texan? By the way, too. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
One of these days, I'm going to be there with Texan at Broadway.
Yeah, well, like I said, we'll see. Just don't step on my toes, fool. I'll kick you.
Shit, couldn't fit in the same locker room as you, really. I mean,
yeah.
I need my own.
Yeah, don't knock me for drinking.
I would say you, Ruby, but you and me worked each other at WPW before.
Oh yeah, with I never really had a solid tag partner ever since.
No, I forgot who you were teaming with.
No. Hold on. Ruby, you never had a solid tag partner at all. Okay, let's just be fair on who you're talking about on that one.
Yeah, Well, I mean, you got to give it something. You thought that a great mid mid-match move with a good double team to kind of give somebody a Charlie horse with a double ass punch, but otherwise. Somebody was a Deuce Bigelow fan, so. Are your eyes out of your hands yet? There, GQ. I know.
Moving on.
Yeah, I know. Moving on. I don't know where else to move to here. Actually, man, we just kind of moseyed right on along here. What I will do here is I will take a brief moment here to focus on me, and I'm going to take these banners away.
Nobody wants to see that.
Look at that shiny bald head.
Hey, I put a fresh coat on just this afternoon so it could shine in the freaking in the studio. Well,
looks like one of those characters from Raiders of the Lost Ark when they start melting. It's like,
Lord. Oh, but guys, we actually got a big announcement for our show next week. See if I can hear it.
Johnny Banks again?
No, not Johnny Banks.
That would be the greatest. That would be the greatest time ever. You have him on your show 2 nights in a row.
You hear that? There you go. Next week, guys, we are having the Lumberjacks. They are, of course, in the St. Louis Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame, and of course, they will be with us next week. So back at 8 o'clock next week for Thursday, April 22nd. And of course, that will be episode number 34 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. So, and I got to make sure I find a way to get a karaoke song. I might have just been muted, but at this point, I don't care. So screw Facebook, screw YouTube. I don't care.
I remember the Lumberjacks. I actually, still to this day, they used when I was younger. Not them. I mean, they were younger too, but when I was younger, they came out with little necklaces.
They were never younger.
They came out with these necklaces that was a piece of wood and had like these little axes carved in them. And I still got one of those.
I think that's why Ruby sent me a package, because he didn't tell me who the guest was. Ruby sent me a package the other day, just yesterday. Hold on a second. I'll show you.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, by the way, Michael Lilly hated it.
He sent me this. Like, I would want this kind of junk to begin with. I guess that's because he was telling me about the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, I have one of those.
Wow. Hey, did you have any ants draw up to the wood yet inside your house?
I swear, I don't have ants in a high rise, okay?
No offense to the Lumberjacks, but a lot of my wrestling stuff is at my family storage locker, and there's in a box in there. So I don't know if ants got to it yet or not, but I hope not.
You know what? Hold on. Lily has a good question. I'm kind of curious, Ruby. How was that match with Purple Passion?
Like I told Michael Lilly, I said I hated it because I did defeat Purple Passion. It took a little longer than expected because the man kept groping me, or it.
He thought you were a woman.
No, he just.
He wanted to turn the lights out and get freaky.
No, no, I don't think so, man. But no,
It made me throw up in my mouth a little bit there.
No, but no, it was kind of tough. I mean, it was a loud crowd, but my night. Actually, was the first match of the night that came out and took care. It was still some short business here with Purple Passion, so I don't like it. I don't mess with anything 10 proof. So unless if it's a beer, if it's anything like a freaking kamikaze wuss shot. Boy, I would agree, Michael Lilly. The guy is weird. He is.
No, he's talking about you.
Michael Lilly's weird.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Oh my God. Yeah, Michael Lilly is weird.
He's weird looking as well.
We all have to be weird. We all have to be kind of strange. At least can we get to kind of do the things that we do here in this business. Crap. My goodness.
Larry Wolf and Mike Lilly looks like they could be brothers.
Wow. You're gonna get your ass, boy. Somebody's gonna get kicked. Someone's gonna get kicked. We're gonna have to wait for a response on that.
I will say, Ruby, this has been a great show.
Yeah, it has. It's been an excellent show. Uh-oh. Here we go. Him flying.
Well, that girl's just weird too. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And she can't fight back with it this time. So,
Yeah. Well. Yeah. So the refs are blind. Some refs are blind. So yeah. So do you have like any special like social media or anything that anybody can follow you in regards to with your upcoming shows or anything else like that?
Not really. I got my personal page, honestly. Everyone keeps telling me I should make, accounts and everything. I'm too worried about making money. I'm not really worried about, impressing the fans. If they want to follow me, they can follow me into a show.
Okay.
I am gonna start an Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, an actual Johnny Banks Facebook page here soon. But as of right now, they just follow me on the CHWA page mostly. That's where Johnny Banks spends most of his time. Is at CHWA. So go like Cottage Hills Wrestling Alliance Facebook page. You can see a lot about Johnny Banks on there. And if you know me personally, then you can add me on my Facebook page. But until then, you just gotta wait for me to create one because right now I'm just too busy worried about making money. Which I don't play when it comes to making money. I got money with my own face on it. Come on, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Somebody. Apparently, Mr. Lilly kind of went off on you too. He says, my daughter, the Ice Queen, when she flashes money, she flashes real money. I like that fake shit you use. So.
Again, when you can make your own money, you have more money than you need.
Does she also stay outside of her ice castle and sing "Let It Go"? Because I'm pretty sure I've seen that movie before. Let it go.
Unfortunately, that kid is not. Hold on, that kid's not Elsa though. That kid's a little snowman.
Do you want to
let it go? Let it go. I can't take Mike Lilly shit anymore. No one cared about the Ice Queen. No one cares about Mike Lilly. He's going to come ref and hurt his finger or whatever he does. He's going to make a big Facebook post about it and cry. And he's going to say the Ice Queen healed it with their frozen touch. And I don't know what you want me to say. The Ice Queen. You always hear about this Ice Queen, but you never see the Ice Queen. So, I'm not really worried about no Ice Queen.
Nah. Waiting for a girl with a bucket.
I mean, I heard they're making a Frozen 3. Elsa might be in that one. Maybe she'll be the whatever queen it is, the Ice Queen or.
There's always Frozen on ice,
I mean, yeah. A Disney exclusive. But this time you can only have, 1,000 people in there and then 500 cardboard cutouts.
Right. All the cardboard cutouts, that's for dang sure, man.
No, I'll be GQ.
So, while we're here and we're wrapping things up, is there anything that's been on your mind that you want to address before, whether it be your show Saturday, where you still got your public platform here, anything that the fans that you want to tell the fans or anybody else here before we wrap up here tonight?
Yeah, well, for the one thing when it comes to the fans, all right, the one thing I want to say to the fans is even though I don't like you guys, I'm glad wrestling is getting back and COVID's starting to go away. And I hope, you and your families all been safe through the fucking pandemic. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the F word, but I did, and I'm sorry. But through the whole pandemic, I hope your family's been safe. And I'm glad to see you guys all back. April 25th, where I destroy PT Beckham in a Falls Count Anywheres match. I can't wait for you guys to be there to see it. Even though you're gonna boo me, I'm still gonna, be happy because I get a laugh in all your faces after I, keep my belt. And for the vets, for the companies, to the vets, to the other promoters, the ones who never thought I could make it, the ones who never thought I could do this, I want you to come out April 25th, and I want to let you guys see what I can do, and I'm going to prove to you guys what I can do. And from here on out, I hope, you guys see what I'm worth. You guys know what I'm worth, and you start giving me some more bookings because Johnny Banks ain't stopping anytime soon. I'm just going to keep on going.
Yeah, excellent, man. And once again, I'm going to put myself out to the forefront here. That once again, it's 10 days from now. It's going to be CWA presents Rise from the Ashes. Once again, doors open at 2, bell times at 2:30. Tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for kids. Those are still, for tickets that are still available, I do believe. There is a capacity limit. Remember that that masks are required following the CDC guidelines for social distancing. So do keep that in mind. So
and not to cut you off, but also let the fans know to get a hold of certain wrestlers because certain wrestlers on that show is also selling tickets. So if you want tickets in advance and you don't want to wait until a door where they could be sold out, hit up one of the wrestlers that work for CHWA and get your tickets.
Exactly, or reach out. If you can find Johnny Banks, if you can find PT Beckham, if you can find
I got tickets. I got tickets in hand. Well, they're not in my hand at this moment, but I do got tickets here. So if you need tickets, get a hold of me.
And, PT Beckham would have sold it for jelly donuts anyway. So.
Oh my goodness! But
I'm surprised he hasn't left tickets on Damian Blade or Douglas O'Shea's doorstep saying, "Please come to my show."
No, I think he's actually still begging for them just to come out and pay admission just to watch him. So I don't think he's really giving him anything. But yeah, man. But I'll just say here is best of luck to you here. I mean, that's gonna be a huge main event.
I appreciate it.
With the Falls Count Anywhere match, I mean, definitely anything can go.
Now I'm not going to see you two guys at the show.
Say what now?
Are you two going to be there?
I unfortunately will not. Because I do have commitments in the night before, and of course on the following day.
Well, I'm sure you'll see all on Facebook and social media the next day. That Johnny Banks retained his championship.
Yeah, but I'll because one of the reasons why is this right here, and I'll focus on me again because this is what we're going to be talking about a lot next week when we have the Lumberjacks with American Championship Wrestling coming to St. Clair, Missouri. The Night Stalkers are the defending ACW Tag Team Champions and once again being challenged by the Lumberjacks. And of course, in your main event, your boy right here getting one more shot at the Bob Brian James for the ACW heavyweight title. So that's the reason why I'm probably we're going to be probably tied up in some way, shape, or form after the show with media or whatever the case may be, or whatever the promotion may need me for. But kind of depends. But like I said, I got a big title shot to gain. Who knows? I could show up here in 2 weeks, and I could have 2 belts sitting on my desk. So who knows? You never know.
I just have to come for those belts too, then I guess, Ruby.
Yeah.
It's okay. Hey, Banks, he needs 2 belts to be able to wear them.
He has to strap them on.
Maybe I don't want to wear it around my waist together. God.
Just a heads up to the fans, if you want to see Johnny Banks before April 25th, this Saturday I'll be in Sims, Illinois for SMPW, and April 18th I'll be also in Centerville for a different show at the same at the Centerville Elementary School. But just don't forget about the 25th because that's the match you guys definitely want to see.
Right, exactly. Banks, Beckham, Falls Count Anywhere. Definitely going to be. It's going to be a grueling match. I know that. You guys, I know, are gonna.
I plan on having PT crying his way out of that ring. By the end of the match, he's gonna know that he picked the wrong guy this time. He can go after a pig, he can go after a leprechaun, but he don't come after the money man.
There you go. Yeah, here we go. So that's Wrestling Apex in Centerville on the 18th. That's in the same place. So the Wrestling Apex will be there a week before, but like I said, make sure you're there at April 25th for Cottage Hills Wrestling Alliance from the Ashes. And it's going to be a spectacular show, man.
And do not look the ref Mike Lilly in the eyes. It will curse you forever.
Wow. Oh,
That's true.
GQ, any final thoughts here for you?
Not one bit. Just pay attention to the bikes out on the road.
That's right.
I know Ruby should give you some of his head shining stuff for you, GQ. Looks like your head's not kind of going a little dull there.
No, it's just the light.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have to shine it on me to make me look like a cue ball. So.
I got to condition my scalp, y'all. Okay, if I'm
well, he's trying for an acting part. You didn't hear Ruby was going to be in acting this year, right? He's got a play coming up. He's going to play the Great Pumpkin.
This is red, by the way. This is a different type of red. I'm not wearing orange.
It does look orange last time.
God, what a colorblind bitch. Anyway.
Get a better camera, you can tell it better.
Oh.
It looks orange to us.
Well, see me in person, it's not orange.
See, he even said it looks orange. Now, red is what his shirt is.
Well, this is a different. This is like a heather red or something like that. I don't know what it is, but it's a shade of red.
Just give the gifts to Linus so he quit bitching each year during Halloween.
Oh God, I think we're just gonna get out of here while it's getting too deep. So, what I will say here is once again to Johnny Banks, thank you very much for joining us, and
thank you.
Like I said, everybody, this has been episode number 33 of the Falls Count Everywhere, featuring the Money Man, Johnny Banks.
I'm bringing your party gifts, PT. I'm bringing your party gifts. Don't worry, buddy. I'm bringing them.
Make sure you're joining us next week for the Lumberjacks. We'll be back at 8 o'clock next week, and we're going to be discussing a lot of ACW, American Championship Wrestling. Guys, thank you very much, and we will see you then.